Welcome to Tuesday's Technology Tip. Today, I would like to provide some information about HAPARA. Over the summer, HAPARA released several new updates, and among those are creating shared groups for classes, a class groups interface, an expanded color palette, some larger color bars at the top of each student's block, and using class groups in Workspace. Also coming soon, they're going to release what they call pause screens. Pause screens will allow the teacher to pause learner screens just for a moment to get their attention. So let's take a look at this screencast to go over some of these new features.
HAPARA has added some updates and new features that I would like to share with you. So this is the first screen, and you can see all the classes. And when you click on your class, you have different tabs up here for this class. You can create groups just like you could before, but now you can also choose group preferences. You can share across all the tabs, or you can have groups that are specific to each tab. To add a new group, when you click on Add, it shows you all the students, so you can pick which students you want to be in the group. And you can also change what color you want the group to be. And then the group that you choose, the color shows in the place above their names. So that's group 1. I can add a second group. And they also show up. So that is on the dashboard tab. If you go to sharing, it shows you their documents. You can see everything that's unshared, public. You can also see what they've deleted. On highlights, this is where you can see what your students are actually working on, what tabs they have open. So since I don't have any children working right now, it doesn't show any. But if I had children working, each thing that they have a tab for would show on here, and the one they're actually on would be bolded. The Workspace has a new feature where you can design a workspace for a unit you're doing, and it has the goals, resources, evidence, and rubrics where you can add those. You can also add students to the groups by just picking up their name and dropping it into whichever group you want them to be in. On the Class Info tab, this is where you can see everybody in your class and their emails. So it's a really fast way if you need to email certain children, then you can just email them. One other thing that is an excellent feature on highlights is the guided browsing. So you can set up a group where you put in the links of where you want them to go. You decide whether they can go through the whole site or only certain pages, how long the session is going to last. and whether they keep all the tabs open. You can do this for certain students, for the entire class, or for some of your groups that you formed. I like this one because I can control exactly where my students are, how long they're on it. I can also decide when to take the tabs off. It gives me a lot more control over what they're using and what they're seeing. So if you haven't checked out HAPARA's new updates, take a look. I think it's going to really help us with monitoring what our children are doing.
I hope you have enjoyed hearing about some of these new HAPARA features. I've included helpful links in this week's email, the Tech Tip email, that will provide you with some additional resources, actually some tutorials for these new features. And as always, if you're willing to share a tech tip, please send me an email. And I hope that you have a great week.